Dear learners, welcome to NIOS. The subject is Home Science. Lesson number 14. The title is Energy Conservation. We have already discussed part 1 of this chapter in the video series. Now this is the second part of the video series. Let's begin part 2. In the part 1, we have discussed that if we don't conserve energy for the future generations, it's going to be very, very difficult because the population is increasing. However, the resources are getting lesser and lesser. So we can conserve the sources of energy. All of us can do that so that it is safer for the future generations. In 3 places you can do that. First is at home. Everyone at their houses can conserve energy. Second is in the farms where crops grow, etc. Or at the workplaces, in whichever company you're working or whatever office you have. Third is on the road. You can conserve energy. Let's talk in depth about these 3. Firstly, let's begin with at home. How do we save energy at home? Let me explain. Everyone at your houses, you use power, you use electricity. We do use that every day. So whenever you're in a room, you use electricity. There's fan there, there's electricity running, there's tube light running. But when you're not using it, you must always switch it off. Save electricity. Let's not waste the energy. And also you'll end up paying a higher electricity bill. The second is refrigerator. We all use refrigerator to keep our water, foods, etc. Whenever we open it, the light gets turned on, and when we close it, the lights get turned off. So when you're turning on the light by opening it, always remember to close it immediately. Don't stand near the refrigerator and open it frequently. Just turn off all the lights while you're going to sleep. It's better if you all sit in one room so that you can use the same electricity. Avoid usage of AC for longer hours. When you're feeling like the room has gotten cold, turn off the AC. That will also save the electricity. So all these factors are important to save electricity and save energy. So you as a family are responsible to save that as well. Second is fuel. There's gas, there's oils, different kind of substances under fuels. It's important that whenever you're buying a gas cylinder, a cooking stove, remember that it has an ISI mark. It must be ISI marked. That supports in conservation of energy. So it's important that you always buy ISI marked cooking stoves. You should always use it wisely. Don't unnecessarily use gas. Now we are having pipelines as well. New technologies coming up. So we should always switch it off whenever we are not using it. In the morning or in the afternoon you're cooking lunch, etc. You have to keep it on. But towards the night when the food is done, everything has been done, you always turn off the gas. You should also turn off the regulator of the gas cylinders. Another solution can be that you can use solar cookers. These solar cookers are safe to use. You can save a lot of gas in that. When you're cooking food, immediately eat the food once it's hot. Don't avoid eating it later. If you want to eat it later, you'll have to reheat it. That means another, loss of gas. So it's better off that you just eat the food immediately and avoid reheating the food again and again. So save the world by following these measures. Now let's discuss about farms or workplaces. Let's discuss about farms first. In the farms, every day the increasing use of machinery we can see. For example, tractors. You can see in the picture, tractors are used a lot in farms. So tractors, sometimes the poor maintenance can lead to a lot of waste of diesel also. And sometimes you also have to use water pumps, so that leads to excessive of it leads to wastage of water. So one has to be very, very mindful when you are using water pumps or tractors in the farms to avoid the usage of energy. When you are seeing that the diesel is getting leaked out of tractors, get it fixed immediately. Don't let it leak out or don't let it get wasted. So that is wastage of energy. Always keep it clean. Maintain your tractors, because you'll have to end up buying new tractors. That means again you're losing out on money, you're losing out of energy. So it's important that you maintain your tractors for a longer period of time. Switch off the engine when you're not using it. So be mindful of that. We have understood about the farm. Now let's discuss about workplaces, different workspaces. When you're working in a company, a lot of people are working together and you have to leave for another meeting. So don't keep the light on in the room you were working in the before. Please turn off all the lights before you're leaving. When you observe that there are lights or fans turned on which are unnecessarily there and people are not using that room, always turn it off. Avoid usage of air conditioner for all day or longer hours. Turn it off when you don't need it. When you're using the laptop, etc., computer, don't keep it on for a very long time when you're not working on it. Turn off all the switches when you're not working so that you can save a lot of energy. Papers. It's very important that you save a lot of paper. Avoid photocopying of unnecessary way. You can read it on your computer itself, save it and read it there rather than printing it again and again, because it's a wastage of a lot of paper also. So it's better if you don't print. You can print only in urgent situations when you need it, not all the time. So remember all these things. Talking about lifts. When we are working in different companies, we use lift. So it's a waste of a lot of electricity. It's good if you use lift with a couple of people rather than using it alone, so that it's utilized, or you can use the stairs. Let's discuss about on road. Now that you know that people are increasing day by day, jobs are increasing, the traffic is increasing. Every day everyone is using vehicles, people are getting into businesses, jobs, etc. It's a waste of a lot of energy. How can we save that? We see that a lot of times a single person is driving the car and there's nobody else in the car. So it's waste of so much of petrol and diesel. It's wise if you carpool. Divide the money together and sit in the car and go, rather than having to use one person using one car. When you see that if diesel is leaking from your car, get it fixed immediately rather than getting it wasted. Save diesel, save petrol. 25% of the people do that a lot of times. Let me on the road itself, let me tell you how you can save petrol. Well, everyone has been using petrol now. Since that people have been using different vehicles every day and the traffic is also increased. How can we save energy in that matter? How? Let me explain you. Instead of using a car all alone, have a carpool done. A lot of times we see that in traffic only one person is sitting in the car. Rather than, how about you carpool and divide the expenses also, you will be able to save money, there will be less traffic and energy will also be saved. Instead of driving the car fast, the petrol will get over. So drive slow and at a constant speed. Ensure that the engines are well tuned. Minimize the use of brake and clutch. The tires, remember that the tires are completely filled with the air pressure. This is how you can save petrol. Thank you.